has been one of those days for me. I'm sure we all have them. It's just one of those days for me that I have art that I know I want to do. I have it all scheduled, all on my desk, all planned out. Even started some things that need to be finished, but I want to do something else. And then when I get started on the something else, I'm going, well, no, what was it I wanted to do? So it's just kind of one of those days where you know you want to create art, but so I want to show you this little book. I got this little book. I bought 3 or 4 of these. This is from my stash. I bought these several months ago, a couple years ago even. It has lined paper on one side and blank paper on the other. So today I was sitting on my couch and I was listening to the radio. There are some programs that I like to listen to on the radio. And I picked up this little book and this Zig 1.0 permanent ink, and I started sketching. And these are the sketches that I came up with. Now, I don't think I'll do process videos when I show you this. I'll probably show it to you when I'm doing another art video. But these are the ones that I sketched today, practicing this fellow's eyes and an open mouth. And this lady, I had a lot of fun sketching her expressive eyes and expressive eyes again. I don't know why I practice eyes. I certainly have them down. But I do practice other things like open mouths and noses. So these are the 3 things that I did today, and how fun that was. But here's the thing. I said, okay, I'm just going to open up my trash art journal page. I have all this paint that I'm trying to use up. I'm just going to start painting pages. And so I did, and lo and behold, I have a quick tip. This probably has been done before. Honestly, I did not go out and search YouTube to see if there have been any videos. If they're out there, they're out there. I'm not trying to take credit away from anybody. This is just something that I ran across while I was painting pages. Now, I will say that when I watched Gina's Watercolor Wednesday live last week, I asked her this question because we were discussing snipping the bottoms of watercolor tubes to get to the paint and to get it all out and to use it all. And I want to give a shout out to Jeri Bellini. Jeri is a very, very nice person. She's a terrific artist, and she did a video where she reconstituted her grandmother's watercolors, and she shows how she did them. And Jeri, I just want to give you a thumbs up, which I did already on your video. But my question to Gina was, well, if you can snip the ends off of watercolor tubes, can you do the same thing to these pesky little 2-ounce craft paint bottles when they get empty? I get so infuriated because I get close to the bottom and my brush can reach down in there and scrape off until I get to, well, to about this point. But I can't tip my brush and get all that paint. And there's a lot of it that falls in there. And I feel like I'm wasting paint. And yes, I know you can put water in there and wash it all out and liquefy it and that. But I was wondering, why can't I do the same thing and snip the bottoms off of these? Because they're just plastic, these 2-ounce bottles, because they're just plastic. I have my Tim Holtz tonic scissors. These are my studio scissors. You can see they get quite messy. I was using them on a project earlier. In fact, I was painting in here. To me, they're just well loved. And these scissors, I'm sure at one point they'll need to be sharpened in some way, shape, or form. I was painting this page earlier today, and I ran out of paint, and, well, I didn't run out of paint. I was getting low on my paint, and I was scraping the bottom of it, and I said, this will be a perfect opportunity to try that. So I snipped that 2-ounce bottle that was running dry and to get my brush in there. And that's the same thing. I'm going to put this back in here. I'm going to show you what I did, just in case you might want to try it for yourself. I'm not quite to the bottom of this, but I'm going to use up what's in there. There's still quite a bit left in there, but it's getting pretty close to empty. And here's what I did. On this one, I might leave the lid closed, or I just squeezed it in the middle like this. See how I squeezed it? Just like you would almost start to smash an aluminum can. Took my very strong Tim Holtz scissors that I absolutely love, and look how easy it is to cut this. Now if you do this, know that you're either going to have to use this paint right away or pour it into another container to keep it, because that'll dry out. But what I like about this is that I can get my wide brush in here where I can't necessarily get it through the neck of the bottle. So let's go ahead and paint this up. Look how easy that is. I have painted several pages. My day was productive. I have painty hands. I have water here that's painty water. I have brushes to clean. I've had a good day after all. I used up 2 nearly empty bottles of craft paint. Yay! Now I want to tell you, the reason I'm using up this craft paint is not because I'm unhappy with it. I'm using it up before it gets too old and clumpy where I can't use it anymore. But it's just good to use up your supplies, and that's really what I'm doing this year. So, to recap, when you get a bottle of craft paint to where you can't quite get your brush in there, around there, and you know there's lots of paint left, I would tell you to loosen the cap just a little so that gives it some air. Squeeze it in the center like you're going to smash a pop can, like that. Get a good strong pair of old scissors that you don't mind cutting through plastic, and then just where you squeezed, just snip around there. I'm not going to snip on that because I'm not quite ready to do that to this one yet. But that enables you to not only get your brush down into the neck of this jar, but you can get your wider brushes in there to where you couldn't, not necessarily, let's show you. I would have a lot of trouble getting my brush in there this way. This way it fits really nice. So yay, I learned something today. My day has been very productive. So don't throw out those nearly empty bottles of craft paint. I know there's a lot of other things that you can do with them. I know that you can put water in there and make a watery paint and even make sprays out of them. But this is just another way to get your brush in there and get those bottles cleaned out. So look what I'm going to do. I get to throw these away. They are in the trash. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next page.